The Lakers just traded Anthony Davis for Luka Dončić in the most shocking deal of 2025, and then they made an even more confusing move. They re-signed a player they cut less than a year ago, and the reason why will blow your mind. We're talking about a 7-foot shot-blocking machine who's bounced between 4 different NBA organizations in just 8 months, and now he's back in purple and gold at the perfect time. Kylor Kelley is officially back with the Los Angeles Lakers, and this isn't just another training camp body. This is a story about second chances, perfect timing, and why the Lakers might have just found their secret weapon hiding in plain sight. You think the Luka-LeBron partnership is the only story? Wait until you hear about Kelley's journey back to LA right when they need him most. The timing of this signing is absolutely crucial. The Lakers just traded away their franchise center Anthony Davis, and suddenly they have a massive hole in their front court. They chose Kelley over dozens of available free agents, and that's not random, that's calculated. With Luka Dončić now running the show alongside LeBron James, they need every piece to fit perfectly for this championship puzzle. Here's what nobody's talking about yet. The Lakers just created a massive problem by trading Davis, and Kylor Kelley might be the only solution they can actually afford. But first, let's talk about how this 7-footer became the most traveled man in professional basketball and why his return couldn't have come at a better time. August 2024, the Lakers signed Kylor Kelley to a training camp deal. Everyone thinks he's just another camp body, another tall guy to help with practice. Wrong. The Lakers saw something special, but they had to make tough roster decisions. So they cut him. Normal NBA business, right? That's where this story gets absolutely insane. Instead of disappearing into basketball obscurity, Kelley went straight to the Lakers' G League affiliate, the South Bay Lakers. He wasn't giving up on his NBA dream, and more importantly, he wasn't giving up on the Lakers organization. The guy was literally playing in their backyard, dominating G League competition, waiting for his shot. Then January 2025 hits, and the Dallas Mavericks come calling. They sign Kelley to a 2-way contract, and suddenly he's getting real NBA minutes. Not garbage time either. We're talking about meaningful rotational minutes with one of the league's best teams. The same Lakers front office that cut him had to watch him succeed elsewhere. But here's where things get really wild. Kelley makes his NBA debut with Dallas, starts showing flashes of that college dominance we'll talk about in a second, and then, boom, March rolls around and Dallas waives him too. Most players would be crushed. Most players would question their NBA future. Kylor Kelley, he went right back to South Bay Lakers. The loyalty runs deep here, and that's something Lakers fans should pay attention to. This isn't just about basketball skills. This is about a player who believes in the organization even when they don't believe in him. That mentality could be exactly what this Lakers roster needs heading into a crucial season. After Dallas cut him, Kelley's phone started ringing immediately. The New Orleans Pelicans picked him up on multiple 10-day contracts, and he actually carved out a real role. We're talking about a guy who went from the G League to playing meaningful minutes for 3 different NBA teams in the span of 6 months. In those 11 NBA games split between Dallas and New Orleans, Kelley averaged 3.1 points and 3.5 rebounds in just 11.5 minutes per game. Those numbers might not jump off the page, but context is everything. He was getting thrown into playoff races, asked to contribute immediately with zero chemistry with his teammates, and he held his own every single time. The Pelicans were dealing with injury problems all season, and when they needed a big body who could protect the rim and grab rebounds, they kept calling Kelley back. That's not charity, that's trust. NBA teams don't waste roster spots on players who can't contribute, especially when they're fighting for playoff positioning. But here's the kicker. Through all of this, through bouncing between 4 different organizations, Kelley never lost sight of where he wanted to be. Every time he got waived, every time he had to prove himself again, he kept the Lakers in mind, and apparently, they kept him in mind too. Before we talk about why the Lakers brought him back, you need to understand just how dominant Kylor Kelley was in college. We're not talking about a decent player who had one good season. We're talking about a defensive monster who literally rewrote the Oregon State record books. His senior year at Oregon State was straight up video game numbers. 15.9 points per game, 12.4 rebounds per game, and here's the stat that has NBA scouts still drooling, 7.8 blocks per game. That's not a typo. This man was averaging almost 8 blocks per game in major college basketball. To put that in perspective, most NBA players don't block 8 shots in a month. Kelley set the Oregon State school record for blocks in a single season, and he did it while also being their leading rebounder and second leading scorer. This wasn't just a rim protector who could only defend. This was a complete player who dominated on both ends of the floor against top-level college competition.
The block totals are what initially caught NBA attention, but it was his basketball IQ that kept teams interested. Kelley wasn't just swatting shots randomly, he was changing entire offensive game plans. Teams had to completely alter their approach when he was on the floor, and that kind of impact translates to the NBA level. Here's what makes those college numbers even more impressive. Kelley did all of this while dealing with constant double teams and facing the best offensive schemes that Pac-12 coaches could throw at him. He wasn't surprising anyone by his senior year. Everyone knew he was coming, and he still dominated. Now, let's get to the real reason this signing matters. The Lakers just created a massive problem by trading Anthony Davis, and it's not getting enough attention. They traded away their franchise center for Luka Dončić, and now they're scrambling to fill that enormous hole in their front court. Their current center rotation is borderline catastrophic. Here's what they're working with now. DeAndre Ayton, who they somehow acquired and is making $8.1 million, Jackson Hayes, who's inconsistent at best, and Christian Koloko, who's dealing with a blood clot issue. That's it. That's their entire proven center depth after trading away one of the best big men in the NBA. Ayton is talented, but has never lived up to his potential, bouncing between teams and showing questionable effort at times. Hayes has shown flashes, but hasn't proven he can handle major minutes in a championship rotation. Koloko's health situation makes him a complete unknown. This is not exactly the supporting cast you want behind LeBron James and Luka Dončić. The salary cap situation makes this even more desperate. The Lakers can't afford to go out and sign another proven veteran center after the Davis trade. They're operating with limited resources and massive expectations, and they need to find value in unexpected places. Kelley represents exactly the kind of low-risk, high-reward move that championship teams make when they're backed into a corner. But here's what's really interesting. The Lakers have seen Kelley up close for over a year now. They've watched him practice, they've seen his work ethic, they know his character. This isn't a blind signing based on college highlights. This is an organization that believes they might have let a valuable player slip through their fingers right when they need him most. The Lakers training camp is going to be absolutely wild to watch, and Kylor Kelley is going to be right in the middle of the most important battles. He's not just fighting for a roster spot. He's fighting to prove that the Lakers made a mistake cutting him the first time, and he's doing it at the perfect moment when they desperately need front court help. Kelley will be competing directly with players like Jackson Hayes and potentially fighting for backup minutes behind DeAndre Ayton. The difference? Those guys are getting paid guaranteed money. Kelley is playing for his NBA life, and that kind of desperation can be dangerous in the best possible way, especially when the Lakers need every advantage they can get. JJ Redick is taking over as head coach with a completely transformed roster that includes Luka Dončić, and he's going to be evaluating every player with fresh eyes. Kelley doesn't have any baggage with the new coaching staff. He gets a clean slate to show what he can do, and everything we know about his character suggests he's going to make the most of this opportunity. The Lakers are also dealing with massive chemistry questions throughout their roster. They've got Luka and LeBron trying to figure out how to play together, they've added multiple new pieces like Marcus Smart and Jake LaRavia, and they need players who can fit in seamlessly without needing the ball. Kelley already knows the organization, he's familiar with their systems, and he's been working with their G League affiliate. That familiarity could be massive when everyone else is learning on the fly. Training camp battles are where careers are made and lost, and Kelley has everything to gain and nothing to lose. That's a dangerous combination for a player with his skill set and motivation level, especially when the Lakers are under immense pressure to make this Luka-LeBron experiment work immediately. Here's something most fans don't understand about the modern NBA. The relationship between NBA teams and their G League affiliates is more important than ever, and the Lakers have built something special with South Bay. Kylor Kelley is the perfect example of how that system works. When the Lakers cut Kelley initially, they didn't lose track of him. He was playing in their system, practicing with their coaches, learning their schemes. Every single day, Lakers decision-makers were getting reports on his development and his attitude. They've had a front-row seat to his growth as a player and as a professional. The South Bay Lakers went 24-10 last season, and Kelley was a major reason for their success. He dominated G League competition while staying ready for his NBA opportunity. Most importantly, he never complained about his situation. He never demanded a trade or caused drama. He just kept working and kept improving. That kind of professionalism matters at the NBA level. Teams want players who can handle adversity, who can stay ready when they're not playing, and who can step up when their number is called. Kelley has proven he can do all of that, and he did it while representing the Lakers organization at the G League level. The connection runs even deeper when you consider that several current Lakers have spent time with South Bay. There's already built-in chemistry and familiarity that you can't get from signing a random free agent. Kelley knows how the Lakers want to play, and more importantly, he knows how to contribute within their system.
Lakers fans are split on this signing, and their reactions tell you everything you need to know about the current state of the franchise. Some fans are excited about bringing back a player with obvious upside and a great story. Others are questioning why the team is recycling players they already cut instead of finding new solutions. The optimistic fans point to Kelley's college dominance and his NBA experience over the past year. They see a 7-footer who can block shots and rebound, which are exactly the skills the Lakers need. They're also impressed by his journey and his determination to get back to LA. That's the kind of player you want in your locker room. The skeptical fans have legitimate concerns. If Kelley was good enough to help the Lakers, why did they cut him in the first place? Why are they going backwards instead of finding better options? These are fair questions, and the answers will be determined on the court during training camp and preseason. What's interesting is how this signing reflects the Lakers' overall strategy. They're not making splashy moves or chasing big names. They're trying to find value in unexpected places and build through player development. That approach either shows desperation or smart resource management, depending on your perspective. The fan reaction also highlights the pressure this Lakers team is facing. Every single move gets scrutinized. Every roster decision gets analyzed to death. Kelley is walking into one of the most demanding environments in professional sports, and how he handles that pressure will determine his success. This Kylor Kelley signing represents something much bigger than just adding a backup center. It's a window into how the Lakers are thinking about their championship timeline after making the most shocking trade in recent NBA history. LeBron James is 40 years old. Luka Dončić is in his prime at 26, and they just traded away Anthony Davis to make this partnership happen. The Lakers can't afford to waste any opportunities with this Luka-LeBron pairing, and they can't afford to make expensive mistakes. Every roster spot matters, every dollar counts, and every decision has to be evaluated through the lens of immediate championship contention. Bringing back Kelley suggests they believe he can contribute to a winning team right now, not just fill out a roster. But here's what makes this really interesting. The Lakers are betting on player development and internal improvement rather than external solutions after their massive trade. They're saying they believe Kelley has gotten better over the past year, that his NBA experience with Dallas and New Orleans has prepared him for a bigger role with this new-look Lakers squad. Championship teams often find impact players in unexpected places. The Warriors found Draymond Green in the second round. The Spurs built a dynasty partly on international players other teams overlooked. Maybe Kylor Kelley becomes the Lakers' version of that story, the unheralded player who helps Luka and LeBron achieve something special that everyone thought was impossible. The alternative is that this signing represents desperation, that the Lakers created a massive hole by trading Davis and are now grasping at straws to fill it. Time will tell which narrative proves accurate, but either way, Kelley's second chance with the Lakers could define both his career and their championship window with this historic superstar pairing. This isn't just about basketball anymore. This is about redemption, perfect timing, and whether the Lakers have the evaluation skills to identify the role players that Luka Dončić and LeBron James need to win it all. Kylor Kelley is back in purple and gold at the most crucial moment in Lakers history, and his journey from college superstar to NBA journeyman to potential championship contributor is just getting started. The most fascinating chapter is happening right now.